Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the video here. So, I want to talk about the episode 15 trailer. First of all, the review for episode 14 is on the channel. If you've watched episode 14, then definitely let me know what you thought of the episode. I guess I should also say that this video will contain spoilers, obviously, for 14, since we're going to be talking about 15. This episode looks like a big one. I'll just say that. This episode looks like a very big episode because it seems like we're actually going to be, I don't want to say wrapping up, but actually getting into some of the stuff that was set up earlier on. You know, there was the whole list and what happened to Tyler Davis and what the Commonwealth is doing with these people, you know. So if there's any CRM stuff, I mean, it might be coming out right away. And there's a lot of what's going on with the Commonwealth and this rebellion forming within it, right? It seems like some of that stuff is going to be starting to come out here. And I do think episode 15 is going to be ending on a pretty crazy cliffhanger, really hyping up that final episode. And I mean, just based off of this, I mean, I just look at this one shot here of Mercer. When I look at this shot, I mean, honestly, I'm just like, man, you can tell that Mercer is starting to change his ways here a bit. I think Mercer, he's realizing what's going on here. And I do think at this point, he might have just learned some newer information. And I think this might be the episode where he just finally flips and he's just like, I'm done. You know, I can't put up with this anymore. Because he's looking at, not characters, but he's looking at people like Daryl and Rosita, people who are kind of standing up to this a little bit. And he's seeing what's actually going on. And he might actually, if he finds word that there is actually a rebellion, he might just be like, screw it, I'm done. Like, he actually might make the change here in this episode, which, I mean, obviously we've been seeing this stuff for a while. And not even that, like, Mercer has been dealing with this for a while. Like, it's not like, you know, we just sort of came in and he was already dealing with this for a while at that point. You know, he's been here for like 10 years. I don't know how long he's had this position for. It's definitely been several years. He has a lot of respect here within the Commonwealth. But yeah, I think at this point he's done. I think he's going to make a big change here. And it seems like everyone is. You look at characters like Maggie and what's going on there. Lance, I mean, man, episode 15 is going to be really big. But yeah, I'm just going to get into this here. So obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. But let's actually talk about the trailer here. So we do see Daryl. It seems like he actually finds the building here. He does see all the dead Commonwealth soldiers and stuff. So it looks like Daryl and them go there. I guess what's going to happen is they call for support, and I think Lance and Daryl and a bunch of other Commonwealth soldiers are gonna go there and help Aaron and Gabriel out there. Lance seems very suspicious of the whole thing, though. Like, right away, he's just like, you know what, this makes no sense. Why are you two left alive? The only way that makes sense is that the people here knew you. So that makes it really interesting, and it does seem like Lance puts two and two together. And immediately Lance is like, it was Maggie. It was as simple as that. It was Maggie. And it seems like that's exactly where they go right away. Lance seems to take Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron to the hilltop. And yeah, we're going to see a big confrontation here. And honestly, I really think there's going to be a very big confrontation. And I do wonder if this is going to be one of the bigger episodes here. You know, we've been talking about Aaron's death coming. I wonder if this is the episode. I'm expecting it to be episode 16, but what if episode 15 is the episode where they kill off Aaron? What if it actually happens literally like at the hilltop? What if Maggie is the one who pulls the trigger? I don't see that happening. I really don't. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they're going to do it. I really don't know how they'll do it, but it seems like something's going down here. You know, there's a lot of shots in the previous trailers that we haven't seen yet, right? There's shots of Maggie holding up her gun towards Commonwealth troops and the Commonwealth are around her. So it's not like they're confronting each other at the gate. It's like it happens later on. So it's like, when is that happening? Obviously, it's happening in 15 here, which means that we don't have any footage for episode 16 yet, which is actually really exciting. It's kind of cool to think that there's going to be, I mean, that episode will basically be all brand new, right? Daryl's in a very tricky situation here, too, because I think Daryl knows what went on. And I think, I mean, it's possible that people already told him, right? Aaron and Gabriel probably told Daryl, hey, this is what happened here, you know, just do what you have to do, whatever. And I think Daryl obviously is going to side with our people. And Daryl's in a very tricky situation because, you know, and that's the thing too, is like, what is Lance going to do? I think Lance already knows that he needs to have some sort of defense here a little bit, right? Like, he needs to have some sort of defense against Daryl and like Rosita, if Rosita's there, and like Gabriel and Aaron. So I wonder if he does have other troops just sort of around, or if he's told the other troops that, like, watch out for him, watch out for these people here, because they're going to the hilltop. And like, obviously, I mean, I don't know how much people they had there. It wasn't a lot, but Lance clearly feels very safe. And like, how is this whole confrontation going to end? right? Like, think about it. How is it actually going to end? Is it going to end with Maggie just being like, all right, you guys can come in here and you guys can take over the hilltop? I mean, why is Lance there, first of all, right? I do think he's there because he's looking for the weapons and all that kind of stuff. So, I look at all that and I'm like, this is only going to end bad, right? Like, this is going to end very poorly for everybody. And just what does that mean for the finale? I'm kind of predicting a death, to be honest, for this episode. I could be really wrong. I could honestly be really wrong because obviously we don't really have an indication here, but I don't know where this ends. You just look at what's going on there. It really feels like Aaron's about to die. Honestly, it really feels like this might be one of his last episodes. And I know that there's been rumors of him filming still, but I haven't seen anything about that. He's been in the area, but that could just be a thing in the contract in terms of filming. Like, you need to stay here till we're done filming, because if you leave, if you're doing other things, people are going to be like, well, I guess you're off the show, right? So, man, I don't know. I feel worried for Aaron, I'll say, for this episode. Out of most episodes that have aired in the last however long, this one could be it for him. So, yeah, I'm a little worried about that. We do see some other shots of Rosita. You have Eugene, Connie, and Kelly. They're looking at the list, so that's what I mean. There's this whole other side to it where it seems like we're actually going to get some big revelations here. And what is this list? Like, you do actually see the name April on the list. And if you remember in episode 14, the woman that was stuck in that bunker or that safe area or whatever, her name was April. So I wonder if this is the list. It's a list of missing people from the Commonwealth, right? And a lot of that has to do with Lance and Sebastian and just what they do in general. So it kind of seems like this is a list of missing people, and there's a lot of people doing some really messed up things here. And I do wonder if Connie and Kelly are going to break that story, if they're actually going to find out, because they're going to find out from Rosita, right? That, like, Rosita knows, like, Rosita met the woman named April. This could really honestly jeopardize a lot of Lance and Pamela's, I guess, future at the Commonwealth. Obviously, we know in the comic that Pamela isn't the leader for too much longer, but this is a part of it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but if Connie and Kelly say, like, they publish a story, they have all this information, they know that April was there. If they get Mercer to sort of back them, right? And Mercer's just like, yeah, you know what? I've seen it too. People are going to trust that because everybody loves Mercer. Everybody trusts Mercer so much, right? And at that point, that's it now for Pamela and Lance. And, I can totally see that being where they're going here. And I wonder if that's going to happen here in 15. And so then in 16, you just sort of, the story's out, things start to get really crazy. And if some of the rioting and the protests start, it really feels like we're on the verge of that happening. I think 15 is going to be a very big episode. We also see Ezekiel. So it does seem like Ezekiel got the surgery and he's 100% fine now. But he's also hiding with Tommy, who is Yumiko's brother. So why are they hiding? It makes no sense. Honestly, the reason here might not be anything too crazy. They could just be trying to help out other people or whatever. Like, it might just be more lighthearted than anything. I think the most important thing here is that Ezekiel, I mean, obviously there's a recovery here from the surgery, but it seemed like it went successful. And I think that's amazing. I think we should be very, very positive about that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this episode. It looks like the confrontation that happened at the end of episode 9 is actually happening here in 15. And, originally I thought it would happen in 12 or 13. I remember saying that. I might have even said 11. No, I think I said 12 or 13. And then as soon as we got to like episode 12, I was like, okay, it's not happening in 13 for sure. And then it didn't happen in 13. So I was like, okay, maybe 15, hopefully not the finale. And that was really the only episode I didn't want it to happen in, was the finale, because I was really hoping that we weren't going to get any footage that early of the finale. And we didn't. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, looks like episode 15 is going to be a really, really great one. I'm so hyped for this. Big things are going to happen. There could be a very big death. Aaron could be dying in this episode. And yeah, so far part 2 seems to be showing us the Commonwealth obviously are the villains, but the true villain here seems to be Lance. And that's actually really incredible, because Lance is a character that I never saw being the villain. I thought it was Pamela Milton. I thought it would be other people, and not Lance. And Lance, honestly, it's well deserved. Everybody loves him. He is such a great villain. It's because he's so likable, but he's also not likable. There's just this quality about him where you just love to watch him on screen doing a lot. And Pamela Milton, yes, hasn't been getting a lot of screen time as of late, but obviously she's not, like, even in the comic too, like, she didn't really do a lot. She's the typical politician where she's kind of the face of everything, but she's not the one doing everything. right? Like it's Lance, it's the people in her inner circle that are doing everything. And we're seeing a lot of that right now. And Pamela Milton is just sort of the celebrity, the one that's like, you know, like so high up there that you just never see around. Like, and if you do see her, if you're in her presence, it's like a very big deal kind of thing, right? So, man, I really can't wait to see where we're going to go here in this episode. Get that trailer for the very last one here, and then go into part 3. And like, you know, what if Lance dies in the finale here? Like, where are we going here? I really hope Lance doesn't. If he does die, I hope they kill him off in a shocking way. But I hope he stays around for a little bit into part 3, at least the first couple of episodes, because clearly Lance isn't going to be around for a long time. There's no way he's going to be in like the final 4 of the final 8. But yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, as of now, we have 10 episodes left of The Walking Dead. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.